Welcome! Bienvenidos! Yokoso! This is Let's Speak English, Spanish, Japanese Live, Episode 4. The theme of tonight's show is school. Escuela. Gakko. Before we start, let's look at this month's 365 language galaxies, stars, and planets. We have our first galaxies of this month, Takanona, Kanmama, K-Workshop, and KE. Way to go. And we have 4 stars, Charming, Wyo, Takeagnor, Hiromi Okada. Nice job. And 8 planets, Tetsudo, Takesh, A Highbridge, Hiroti, Yuka, Disney, Tomo, and Saku. Nice job. If you want to become 365 language planets, all you need to do is share an idea in the chat. So, let's begin. Empecemos. Hajimemashou. The first question of tonight's show is, did you have a favorite subject in school? In español, ¿tenías una asignatura favorita en la escuela? Nihongo de, gakko de, suki na kamoku wa arimashita ka? So now, please write your answer in the chat or the comments. Escribe tu respuesta en el chat o en los comentarios. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。You have 4 minutes. Tienes 4 minutos. 4分間あります。All right. So, did you have a favorite subject in school? Please write your answer or in the chat or the comments. ¿Tenías una asignatura favorita en la escuela? Escribe tu respuesta en el chat o en los comentarios. Gakko de suki na kamoku wa arimashita ka? チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。So,私は体育が好きでしたか？あなたはどうですか？ Okay. Charming. Thank you for joining tonight's show. My favorite subject is world history in school. Nice idea. As I wrote, my favorite subject was PE. How about you? Hiromi Okada, thank you for joining tonight's show. Of course, English, but my results of the exam was not so good. That's okay. That's okay. Kun Mama, thank you for joining tonight's show. Absolutely art. I love drawing pictures. Very nice. All right, KE says, my favorite KE, thank you for joining tonight's show. My favorite subjects in my junior high days were math and PE. That's great. Very nice. If you're just joining the show, did you have a favorite subject in school? Please write your answer in the chat or the comments. Wyo, thank you for joining tonight's show. Yes, my favorite subject was geography in school. Very nice. ¿Tenías una asignatura favorita en la escuela? Escribe tu respuesta en el chat o en los comentarios. 学校で好きな科目はありましたか？チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。Today I studied how to say PE in Spanish, but I already forgot. Maybe I wrote it in my book. No, I didn't. I didn't write it in my book. Too bad. That's why you should always, if you learn something new, you should write it down. I didn't write it. Too bad. That's okay. That's okay. So let's move on to the next section of tonight's show. So now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. Ahora, escribe una nueva pregunta en el chat o en los comentarios. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. Tienes 4 minutos. 4分間あります。So if you want, you can change my question and make a new question, or you can make any kind of question and share your idea in the chat. So my question was, did you have a favorite subject in school? So now you can write a new question in the chat or in the comments. Mi pregunta es, ¿tenías una asignatura favorita en la escuela? Ahora puedes escribir una nueva pregunta en el chat o en los comentarios. 私の質問は、学校で好きな科目はありましたか？今、あなたはチャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書けます。ぜひ試して書いてください。Okay, Wayo says, did you have a favorite school lunch in school? Not so much, but sometimes I went to a Mexican restaurant for lunch. It's kind of a good price restaurant, and I loved their bean and cheese burrito. Very delicious. How about you, Wayo? That was a nice idea. Now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. Ahora, escribe una nueva pregunta en el chat o en los comentarios. 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。Any kind of question is okay. Let's try to enjoy using English or Spanish or Japanese. Disfrutamos usar inglés español, japonés. 英語、スペイン語、日本語を楽しみましょう。Alright, Kan Mama says, did you have a favorite event in school? Great question. Favorite event in school? Um, that's a tough question. I loved sports events. How about you, Kan Mama? KE says, was there any subject that you were not good at? Great question, KE. Yeah, I think the number one subject I was not very good at is math, especially from high school. Math was very challenging for me. I was not excited about it. Okay, Charmin says, did you have a favorite play in your childhood? Nice idea. I don't know. No, I don't think so. How about you, Charmin? YL says, my favorite school lunch was soft men. Wow. I guess that's the kind of soft noodles, right? Like men, I guess. Noodles? Okay, anyways, great job. Nice work. If you're still typing and you want to share your idea, please feel free to share your idea anytime during the show. All right, Hirome Kara says, what is your favorite pizza menu? Great question. I love everything. I love almost all pizza. How about you, Hirome Kara? Okay, well, we're gonna move on to the second question of tonight's show, which is, I sometimes got very sleepy in class when I was a teenager. How about you? En español, cuando era adolescente, a veces me daba mucho sueño en clase. ¿Y a ti? 日本語で10代の頃、授業中にとても眠くなることがありました。あなたはどうですか? So now, please write your answer in the chat or the comments. Escribe tu respuesta en el chat o en los comentarios. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。You have 4 minutes. Tienes 4 minutos. 4分間あります。All right, so when I was a teenager, I sometimes got very sleepy in class. Right? How about you? Takanona. All right, Takanona, thank you for joining tonight's show. Me too. I often feel sleepy after, especially after lunch. Charming says, me too. I sometimes slept behind the textbook. Oh yeah, that's a good technique. For me, sometimes I just use my hand like this to sleep. But yeah, nice idea, Charming. All right. So, cuando era adolescente, a veces me daba mucho sueño en clase. ¿Y a ti? Escribe tu respuesta en el chat o en los comentarios. 10代の頃、授業中にとても眠くなることがありました。あなたはどうですか? チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。When I was a teenager, I sometimes got very sleepy in class. How about you? Please write your answer in the chat or the comments. Cuando era adolescente, a veces me daba mucho sueño en clase. ¿Y a ti? Escribe tu respuesta en el chat o en los comentarios. All right, Wyo says, me too. I always I always got very sleepy in class after lunch. Yeah, after lunch, that was the worst. That was the worst for me. In Japanese, the worst, saite sayaku. It's very sleepy after lunch too, sometimes. All right. So, 10代の頃、授業中にとても眠くなることがありました。あなたはどうですか？チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。In English, when I was a teenager, I sometimes got very sleepy in class. How about you? Please write your answer in the chat or the comments. And it's okay, to say, maybe some people never got sleepy. I always had lots of energy. That's okay too. However you feel is okay. All right. Well, if you're still typing, please continue and share your idea anytime during the show. Well, let's move on to the next section. So now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. Ahora, escribe una nueva pregunta en el chat o en los comentarios. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. Tienes 4 minutos. 4分間あります。So now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. Ahora, escribe una nueva pregunta en el chat o en los comentarios. 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。Cuando era adolescente, comía demasiados dulces. Okay. Okay, workshop. Thank you for joining tonight's show. When you get sleepy, what can you do to not sleep? Great question. What do you think, K Workshop? Takanona says, I still occasionally read books about the subjects I liked when I was a student. How about you? I would say for me, I don't usually read books, but sometimes I watch YouTube videos about the subjects. I really liked. Great question. Nice work. All right. Hiromi Okada says, do you have a favorite comic in your teenage? Okay, so if you say in your teenage, I would add days, like in your teenage or years, maybe teenage years or teenage days. I did not have a favorite comic, but I think my favorite superhero was Batman. How about you, Mikata? I was trying to write. Maybe I'll just share my idea in English. I was trying to write it in Spanish, but it's too difficult. All right, Kate Workshop says I can drink coffee or tea not to sleep. Nice idea. That was one of my techniques when I was a college student. I drank a lot of black coffee. Okay, so when I was a teenager, I ate too many sweets. Oh no. All right, Kamama says I always got hungry around 10 o'clock in school. How about you? Me too. For me, I got hungry all the time in school. But yeah, 10 o'clock, I often was hungry. So, yes, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, well, if you're still typing, please feel free to share your idea. When I was a teenager, I ate too many sweets. How about you? All right, I have to study. I have to study how to say that in Spanish next. Okay, but anyways, let's move on to the last question of tonight's show, number 3, which is, what did you like to do at school? En español, ¿qué te gustaba hacer en la escuela? 日本語で、学校で何をするのが好きでしたか? So now, please write your answer in the chat or the comments. Escribe tu respuesta en el chat o en los comentarios. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. You have 4 minutes. Tienes 4 minutos. 4分間あります. So, what did you like to do at school? Please write your answer in the chat or the comments. ¿Qué te gustaba hacer en la escuela? Escribe tu respuesta en el chat o en los comentarios. 学校で何をするのが好きでしたか? チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. Me encantaba practicar deportes y conversar con amigos. ¿Y a ti? Okay, Takanona says, I like playing soccer in the schoolyard and reading books in the library. Nice idea. I loved playing sports and talking with my friends. How about you? What did you like to do at school? Please write your answer in the chat or the comments. K Workshop says, I like to do hide and seek at school with my naughty friends. It's okay. I had some naughty friends too. Grandmama says, I enjoyed club activities after school. Very nice. ¿Qué te gustaba hacer en la escuela? Escribe tu respuesta en el chat o en los comentarios. Charmin says, I like to eat lunch with my classmates. We used to chat during the lunchtime. Very nice. And Hiro Miyakata says, I like to have lunch with my favorite friends. We always chatted and laughed. Sounds fun. Very nice. YO says, I liked chatting and eating with my friends. That's great. Very nice. Ima, チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。学校で何をするのが好きでしたか？Right. So, anything is okay, as always. A short answer, long answer, it's all okay. Just please enjoy using English, Español, Nihongo. Okay, let's move on to the last section of tonight's show. Now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. Ahora, escribe una nueva pregunta en el chat o en los comentarios. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. Tienes 4 minutos. 4分間あります。So now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. Escribe una nueva pregunta en el chat o en los comentarios. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You can change my question or you can make a new question. It's your choice. All right, K Workshop says, what did you like to do after school? Great question. I often played sports after school, but sometimes when I didn't play sports, I came home and I was often the first one home, and so I like to watch TV. How about you, K Workshop? What did you like to do after school? All right, so now please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. Escribe una nueva pregunta en el chat o en los comentarios. All right, Charmin says, what did you like to do after work? Great question. What did you like to do would be good for someone who's retired or stopped working. Or, if you change jobs, you could say, what did you like to do after work at your old job? So maybe if you're talking to me now, I would say, What do you like to do after work? Great question, Charming. Nice question. Um, yeah, usually, nowadays I like to come home and relax with my family. How about you, Charming? 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。All right, Takanono says, is there anything you liked as a child that you would like to do again in the future? Oh, great question. Tough question. That's a tough question. I don't know. Um, I think, as a child, I sometimes went camping. I went into the forest with my family and we camped in a tent for a few days by a river. And that was super fun. So if I have a chance in the future, I would like to try that. How about you, Takanona? All right, Hiromi Akata says, what was the most interesting experience after you arrived in Japan? Great question, tough question, because I've had many interesting experiences, but I think my favorite experience of all time is going to the beer garden like festival in Sapporo. They have an amazing beer garden in a huge park near the station. I definitely recommend that. How about you, Hiromi Okada? Wyo says, what did you like to do after homework? Great question. Um, well, um, I think at my family, we often watch TV. Football. Great. That's nice, Takamona. So my family, we often watch TV after in the evening before going to bed, which is probably not good for my energy the next day. But yeah, great. How about you, Io? Mama says, did you go anywhere with your classmates after school? Great question. No, I would say usually we just walked. We just came home and sometimes we just walked together to our homes. There's not much around my home. All right. Well, great job, everyone. Nice work. That's the end of tonight's show. Este es el final del programa de hoy. これでこのプログラムは終わりです。Thank you very much for studying and using languages with me. Muchas gracias por estudiar y usar idiomas conmigo. Good night, Charming. Thank you very much for joining tonight's show. Thank you too, Hiromi Okada. All right. Well, our next show will be Easy English, German, Japanese on Thursday night, and then English Conversation Live with Study Buddy on Sunday, and Let's Speak English, Spanish, Japanese Live next Tuesday. So, if you haven't already, please subscribe and give the show a big thumbs up. I hope everyone has a great night. Espero que todos tengan una buena noche. 素晴らしい夜をお過ごしください。I'll see you next time. Nos vemos pronto. また近いうちに会いましょう。Good night. Bye.